What's going on, guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of my team career for the Barhain GP. Now I feel a little bit, not uncomfortable. I don't mind making content, but given the recent accident with Romain Grosjean, which was just horrific, thankfully he's okay, in hospital of course, but it does feel a little bit awkward, shall we say, but nevertheless, move on with actually, for once I'm showing a practice program. I know, hallelujah, I've changed. I mean, it wasn't really much, it was just the race simulation, and we're going to go, after that, straight into qualifying. And it was a pretty decent lap, but we're going to move on to my fast qualifying lap, which I didn't get all of. I missed I missed all of sector 1 and a lot of sector 2, but it's me, I tend to do that a lot. It's kind of hard to press a little button on a controller in rapid succession twice. I've taken a lot of screenshots when I meant to start recording, all stop one. But coming through turn 12, not too bad, either. And a little bit of cut there, that's just me making sure it's actually recording. Yeah, I did end up taking a flashback because I was like right in the braking zone. But at turn 15, not too bad. Enough to get it. P8. Yeah.
The stage is set for another enthralling race here in the Kingdom of Barhain. A Ferrari stronghold in years gone by, but will they be able to add to their record today? There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Barhain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1 of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. Anthony Davidson is with me once again to take you through today's action, and we have plenty of twists and turns to come over the next hour or so, I'm sure.
What a great race we have in store for us today. Valtteri looks supremely confident this weekend, and that's why he's starting from pole. Can anyone get close to him today, I wonder? Besides that, of course, any kind of turn 1 incident could completely turn the race on its head. Let's keep our fingers crossed everyone can get through in one piece.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, and Perez, Stroll, Thomas, Albon, and Lando Norris, Sainz, Leclerc, Pierre Gasly, and Ocon, Grosjean, Raikkonen, Kevin Magnussen, and Daniel Kvyat, Giovinazzi, Schumacher, Russell, and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
And Crofty there getting us ready for the Grand Prix ahead. Now I'm going to be going for a soft, medium, medium. Usually I go for maybe a soft, hard, or a hard, soft, or maybe even a hard, medium. But, well, of course I have to start on softs, which maybe isn't ideal, but well, I have to make do. That's what you get for having a good qualifying lap. And actually already 8% on the front left, and we're going to skip the formation lap, but it's a formation lap. And at this point I think it was about 13%, and as Alex Albon just loses his head if you look in the rear mirror. Oh, there he goes again. Losing his head.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Lights out and away we go. And actually getting a good jump on Stroll, getting alongside Perez, but then his engine comes in handy. And we're in the middle, it's not ideal. But everyone's keeping it clean, we don't lose our front wing. Getting a little bit swervy from the exit at turn 3. And Stroll now looking to go round the outside at turn 4. Verstappen looking up in front of us. And Stroll getting pushed back into 8th as his teammate overtakes him. Going very deep into turn 8.
That's a decent start. Good job.
And looking up into turn 4, taking a bit too deep. Now we're 23% on the front left, which is not ideal, that's all I can really say. We've got to try and get to lap 7 on the set tyres as well. And taking another small little lock up. They're really annoying because you can just see really the tyre wear just slipping away.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Little bit of a jump there, again, me just making sure that I am actually recording. So I've done that so many times.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy.
And picking up an extension of track limits there, so well, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious, especially through there. I don't know why, but I seem to have rotten luck with track limits through there. If I'm not taking too much of the curb on the inside, then I'm taking too much curb on the outside. It's just, although that one, it is kind of hard to argue my case. And already, lap 4, I'm starting to save fuel because I realise an extra lap of fuel is not going to be enough at all. So I'm lifting off a little bit into braking zones. We're not using rich mix as much on the straights and maybe only using standard.
Tyre condition is still looking good. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. We're leading our teammate by 7.8
And Perez was coming with
seconds.
such pace towards us. We do manage to be behind him by the DRS line and still getting back before, well, he gets fully away from us. And now Perez and Stroll starting to fight each other. They're going side by side into turn 4. It's going to slow them down a bit. And this is when I realised the stuff that I've said I should probably use now to try and get away from them so they don't use DRS on me or anything. You can see rich mix and overtake to try and get out of the DRS, and we do manage to do so and take it very nice through turn 10.
Fuel is looking really good. You're managing it well. The gap to the car ahead is 3.3 seconds.
And, well, I've got a confession to make. I did lose the recording. You know how I said that I always pause it and make sure I'm recording? Well, I think you can see where this is going. I forgot to. Yeah. And check the front wing there. George Russell being very slow. He is on, well, he's been on those mediums the whole race. And actually trying to spin us. This is 2019. Kvyat and Giovinazzi all over again, except it's George Russell and Tom Stewart. And Russell actually holding up Perez for a moment, forcing him onto the outside line, which is definitely going to compromise his
We're
exit.
trailing our teammate by 9.0 seconds.
And actually, if you look on the mini-map, my teammate holding up a big train of cars.
To the car in front is 6.3 seconds.
You can already see the gains from I'm attaining easily a second a sector. And you can see them more fuel saving because I'm still not comfortable with the amount. And actually, a yellow flag. Well, that's a Red Bull that's going slowly. And actually a Williams going slowly on the straight that we're just on. And almost getting spun. Perez holding us up. It's Alex Albon. And we've got a VSC. I'm very lucky there. So the thing is, I did see the VSC and it did catch me by surprise. And, well, I span a bit into Perez.
Drop your speed, our delta is
I do
too
feel a
low,
little bit
we'll risk a
bad,
penalty.
and
Slow
for
your
Nicholas
pace
to take
immediately.
it out. I do feel a little bit bad, but actually there's nothing that I really defend myself with. That was stupid for me. That's all I'm going to say. And now we've got a certain Lando Norris behind us, and that's just me pausing it, making sure I'm recording.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace
And you
until
can
the
see
green
the effects
flag.
of why
VSC
I do
ending.
that.
Wait for green.
Nothing really happened in that time, just me
Green
going
flag.
boom boom around Barhain. I took a pit stop, 2.8 seconds. Still what I can really say. But yeah, Lando Norris. If you watched last episode, you'll know why I'm not feeling too amazing having him behind me. And if you haven't watched it, then go and watch it. Please. And if you haven't, then I'll just sum it up for you. Last lap. He makes a dive bomb downward inside into turn 1. He gets ahead. I go for a switchback. And he's going so slow that he breaks my front wing. So it comes from whole P8 to just whole points.
Ricardo's ahead
And
of
of
you.
course he got
Okay, gap ahead
driver of
is
the day because
4.8 seconds.
he deserved
We
it.
think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 36.6.
Definitely. Yeah, that's why I don't really
Kvyat ahead, gap to car in front
Yeah,
is
to be near Lando
4.4
Norris.
seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 12 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:37.3. You're closing in by 3 seconds a lap.
and they're actually 3 seconds lap on Kvyat. If we keep that pace, then we'll be on him in his DRS next lap. Then it's a question of can we keep his pace? And we set a personal best, not by much, but a personal best in the first sector, taking a bit of a lock up into turn 8. very nice through turn 10 and then getting very squiggly on the exit. And also tried to go through us, I think. I don't know. He seemed to go to the left and then he just suddenly came back again. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Now Kvyat well in our sights. 2.7 seconds, so we haven't gained 3 seconds this lap. And Mick Schumacher has pitted. This isn't amazing, Kvyat actually pits as well. But this isn't amazing because he was the one holding up this whole train for me. But we'll just have to manage without.
Ricardo ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 2.8 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 4 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 34.3. You're taking 1.8 seconds out of them each lap.
And Sainz actually on the hards, if you look top left, in 9th, which he's probably going to go to the end of the race on. They won't be feeling too amazing at the end, but he can definitely go to the end of the race. Unless, of course, he pits again. And tyres at this point are feeling mediocre.
We expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
And Jeff's telling me that on bet to lose some grip probably. I can definitely feel some grip going. Obviously, not too bad at the moment. Quite over 7 minutes from actually pits, which is a bit of a shame for me because I was hoping maybe to get some DRS as we actually set a personal best.
Didn't catch that. Say again.
Not too bad.
Ricardo is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is
And Norris looking down the inside. We pin him round the outside
We think they've got
and managed to keep the corner.
last lap was a 1 minute
It's the same thing as the penultimate corner in Australia
Good job.
last time, which was actually Lando Norris. I went deep and he didn't get the position and getting very, very squirmish on the exit of turn 4. Almost having Alex Albon moment, just in different place, and then almost spinning again. This time Norris getting past us. And staying past us. We do get DRS and pretty much spin. So, yeah. Maybe I did take a flashback. So, going straight at the wall. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. You'll never know. Okay, fine, I took a flashback.
We're approaching the pit window. Sainz is behind you.
And now that's why I wanted to check on Sainz because I wanted to see if he was going to the end.
Their tyres are 1 lap old. The time last lap was a
And I mean, from that,
1:32.0.
he's lapping faster than me by 0.2 of a second. And he's got 1 lap old hards. He's going to the end. If I can pull a set of mediums, well, what it said was 11 laps that I should pull them with decent pace, then he's pulling a set of hards 14 laps. A little bit deep into turn 10, still a bit back though, as we go on board with Valtteri Bottas going through turn 12 and smashing into the wall, raking off his front wing, and causing a virtual safety car. A little bit of a cut there, that's just me checking that I am recording, as always.
Drop
And
your
also,
speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty.
setting it to pit.
Slow your pace immediately.
Because I'm set to go on to another set of mediums in 2 laps time, so I thought, why not go on now when everyone's slower? It is a cheap pit stop. And I thought maybe I'd, well, cheat a little bit. Then I got braking wrong. Definitely didn't flashback.
VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta
Definitely
until the green
didn't.
flags.
The virtual safety car ends,
Go, go, go.
and it looks like we're coming out in about P13. Maybe not
Look after these tyres
what I
now.
wanted.
We want to finish the race on this
And actually,
compound.
they're almost getting us really, that is very close. But we're pretty much the black sheep, or should I say, lion sheep, given the colour of our car, and also blue sheep. That would be very weird. I would love to see it there. A blue and lime sheep just walking down the road. And I'll get
Make
some
ahead.
car
Okay,
topic.
gap ahead is 2.4
Anyway, we're on the
seconds.
mediums,
They're
everyone
on
else
fresh
seems to be on
Their
hards.
tyres are 2 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 41.7.
And our teammate is the driver in front. It's going to be a bit weird because where he's strong, I'm strong. Where he's weak, I'm weak. Of course, we've both got different setups. He's running definitely a lower drag setup to me. I'm running 7-9 wings. Wish I could knock the front wing down by 1, but I just understood for every corner. So I'm running 7-9 wings, and I think Mick's running lower than that. So I've definitely got more downforce. But you'd think they need to have more top speed, but it seems to be just coming closer and closer to me. Of course, he gets worse exits because he doesn't have as much grip. But still, I think he'd be going a little bit quicker. Although Mick on the cusp of points there, half a second away from points. Can't say I wouldn't be too mad if he got some points. Maybe I'd consider not firing him when we get to Austria because the contracts get so expensive. When you get to Austria, it's just so expensive. Sort of about 3 million for just
We've
Mick
got a lot of
Schumacher.
spare energy. Use your overtake button.
I might consider keeping him if he can get some points here. I'm actually going straight into the back and checking the front wing. Thankfully, no damage. And I'm fumbling around. I turn off the DRS, put it back on again, then turn it off again, then put it back on, and go round the outside of Mick Schumacher. That's where the extra downforce comes in handy. Right there. Even though I had an awful straight, that was just me fumbling so much and going very deep into turn 13. With now Kimi Räikkönen in our sights, there's some points. Actually, on the bottom of the mini-map, a couple of people have pitted. So that'll move us even further. The order. Now using overtake, rich mix and DRS, powering cars. Turning off overtake because it is pretty valuable. Getting lovely entry into turn 1. They're not the best exit, but it doesn't really matter about the exit from turn 1, it's really turn 2 and 3 where the exit matters. And nice entry and exit through turn 4 as well. It's looking a very good lap, and we can see 7/10 of a second up on our personal best. That is madness. That is just madness. 7/10 of a second. If it was over a lap, I'd still be shocked. But no, it's over one sector. And it's over the least Italy sector. Again, if it was over sector 2, like 5/10 so I could understand. But no, it's set to 1. Ah. And now a second better than our personal best. This is a very spicy lap, if I say so myself. Still nowhere near my qualifying lap. I forget what it was in the actual qualifying, I think it was like 128 something. But in practice it was about a 128 as well. And we set a 131.
We're leading our teammate by 2.7 seconds.
Pretty good. That is pretty good. A little bit of a skip forward there, just 3 laps. I mean, nothing really happened. Mick dropped back, as to be expected. Leclerc pushed through because he's on mediums. But nothing really going on around me. This part of the race, these like 4 or 5 laps were a bit sad, if I was to say so myself. Like lap 19, it's about lap 24, a bit stale. But Leclerc actually seeming to close on to us here.
To run in this engine mode much longer, we're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon. The gap to the car ahead is 11.0 seconds.
And now we're very close to our DRS, just 2 tenths out. And I'll be honest, my driving was getting a little bit sloppy in these few laps. So I suppose it was a good thing that Leclerc was closing in on me, just as sort of a wake-up call, if you will. Although my tyres were not feeling good. I've been pushing early on in the stint, because I pitted on lap 16, which was 8 laps ago. Leclerc only pitted 4 laps ago, so even there he's got fresher tyres. And also I was pushing a lot in the first 5 laps on my stint. And also fuel getting very low, and ERS, I'm starting to run out of things. And now Leclerc in our DRS. And you can see there me being very sloppy into turn 1, carrying no speed, and no speed through turn 2 or 3 either. And this one I sort of, I suppose, got a bit of a wake up when I saw how close Leclerc was, and I did start to go a little bit harder. I was trying to save what I could where I could, because I wanted as much as I could on the straights in sector 2. I still used a little bit of ERS, and then I ran, well, you can see, and then a little bit of cut there, recording of course. And Leclerc trying to go round outside into turn 11. It did not work for him. And then this straight, and then the pit straight, that's where I use most of my ERS and rich mix, because I just couldn't afford to really lose it I mean, I'm battling for P8,
Our gap
4
to the car in
points.
front is
I wouldn't
11.6
mind.
seconds. Gap
And
to
we can see
teammate
Leclerc
behind
actually
is
getting past, so we're going to have to go
7.7
for a
seconds.
dive bomb down the inside. We are going to have DRS on the next straight, which is why I wasn't ever really too concerned on the straight. Of course, it still was if I couldn't get him back into turn 1,
There's
and I'd be
4
very
laps of fuel
concerned,
remaining.
and I'd have to push the bejesus out of the tyres.
Leclerc behind, less than a second separate you. They're on old mediums.
But
Their
I
tyres
was
are 6 laps
confident
old.
I could
The
probably
time
get
last
him
lap
back
was a
every lap.
1:32.6.
Taking a little bit of a look up there into turn 8. As I was saying, I was confident I could get him back into turn 1, the remainder of laps, and just save what I could, wherever I could, and get them skirmish at turn 10. This is, I suppose this is where the panic's setting, I suppose, because a Ferrari, contrary to real life, has a pretty good engine in this real life, which is very much contrary to real life. So having the worst engine, or at least very close to the worst engine, against the best engine, and also running a high drag setup compared to a lower drag setup, and with DRS helping the other person, I wasn't feeling too confident. And Leclerc getting us as per usual again, going for the dive bomb again into turn 1, getting the DRS again out of turn 1. And I was happy if the race carried on like this every lap. Him getting me just before the braking zone and me getting him back just as we go through the braking zone. I knew that most of the places I could probably defend from. Maybe the straight off of turn 10 might cause me a little bit of a problem, but it's not too bad. It is DRS zone, and yeah, AI are usually quite good through turn 10, but can usually hold up. Little bit of a cut there, and I bet you can't guess for what reason. Now this is a bad point. Leclerc's gotten us very early, very early, and I've got no ERS. So go for the big dive bomb, go too deep though, into turn 1, get very skirmish out of turn 2, he gets me through turn 3, and at this point I'm thinking, well, I've lost P8 then, but no, go for the massive dive bomb, and I check for damage. No, I don't check for damage. Spin him on the inside line. Bit naughty maybe, but that was just making that overtake into turn 4. You can't tell because I didn't record this audio live, but I was happy, especially going into turn 5 and 6 as I pinned him on the outside and he didn't get through. I was a bit happy. Just a little bit. Got a little bit excited. And now after that scare, I'm trying to save what ERS I can because
7 seconds.
I did not like that at all. It's maybe not something I want to do again. And Leclerc and Stroll getting me before the DRS line. I will get DRS course. Stroll getting spun, well half spun, he rejoins.
Okay,
I'm not sure if I could really have done anything about that.
This is your
I got
final
pinned
lap,
between
final
two
lap of the
cars.
race.
Oh, look at that. I thought it was recording and started again in the same straight. How odd. And now at this point I was pretty confident. there was only one DRS zone that was a full DRS zone, and that was the straight after turn 10. And like I said, that one, not the hardest thing to defend. Lewis Hamilton wins. That is the second win in a row for Lewis Hamilton, despite Bottas starting on pole 2 times in a row. Of course, in this race, as you saw, he decided that the wall was a bit fun and went straight into the wall. You can see a little bit the shake of the steering wheel there. I'm a bit happy. I pretty much knew I had P8 as long as I didn't mess up this corner, which I didn't. Just changing time, 60%, and coming across the line, bring it home for P8.
Take care of the car on the
I
way
don't
in.
know why Jeff isn't just screaming in joy for that. And Esteban Ocon getting driver of the day. I think he finished 6th. Don't quote me on that. We'll probably see in a minute. But still, Ocon, driver of the day. All I know is that he started behind me, but he finished in front of me.
There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. Great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
Difficult call, but I'd like to say Esteban Ocon. He's just so gifted at getting the most out of his tyres, and he showed that today.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
And now a rivalry between me and AlphaTauri, definitely developing fast. That's why you don't do drugs. You get those crazy eyes.
Expectations. What's your secret? Do you have any comments about the collision?
And Claire asking very negative questions.
Well, here's hoping they're working
Clear
hard
those
to
drugs
find some
aren't helping her.
improvements.
That's why she should stop. And just putting on some activities. God, blimey, can't speak today. No. Definitely a lot on the aero. I definitely would like some more aero because the aero isn't feeling too good at the moment. It's feeling alright, it's drivable, but, well, yeah.
Our new parts have been completed
Definitely would
without
prefer
issue.
some more,
They'll be
and
on the car
thankfully
ready for
the
next
gearbox
race.
durability comes in. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time for the Vietnamese Grand Prix.